lot of people don't like Polygon, me included. They usually have a pretty biased stance on certain things. But my buddy told me about this story last night, and I was like, dude, send me the link. And this was what it was. But I want to go over this. There's a couple stories about Star Wars Outlaws. Actually, I want to touch on. One is from that park place that we'll cover here in just a few moments. But first, Star Wars Outlaws update cuts polarizing forced stealth, but players are still torn. Frustrating insta-fail scenarios should be a thing of the past.
One of the dumbest statements of all time.
The latest Star Wars Outlaws update is a doozy, focusing mostly on removing one of the biggest issues players had with the game, forced stealth. Quote, player choice has always been a core focus of Star Wars Outlaws, but after listening to your feedback, we've realized there's more we can do to give you even greater freedom, creative director Drew Reckner wrote in a post on Ubisoft's website. Quote, restrictions like do not raise the alarm or do not get caught in quests were forcing players into stealthy playstyles, limiting the ability to choose whether to use combat or not. As a result, some quests could feel frustrating or unfair. Oh, are they unfair? Oh.
Where's your mommy?
We also found that detecting mechanics could be unpredictable and inconsistent as well. I mean, something like that, yeah, you need to fix it. But you're changing the whole game for these noobs? Weak sauce, man. While sneaking will remain a viable option, according to Reckner, getting caught will no longer send players packing back to the last checkpoint. The game's state will instead transition into combat, allowing protagonist Kay Vest to blast her way out of a sticky situation. Syndicate districts, which previously allow stealth, will now also let players choose a more direct combat focused approach if their reputation with the local gang is less than stellar. Yikes.
Not great, Bob.
Community reception to the update has been largely positive, with many saying Star Wars Outlaws is approaching a level of polish it should have at launch. Folks were bouncing off the game because of the forced stealth, reads one happy comment of the game's official subreddit. Quote, that was flat out non-negotiable for some people. I got through it, but if they can reach a larger audience with an adjustment, go for it. Not sure if going full Rambo is the best way to approach most situations, wrote another user, but at least if you screw up in the stealth, it isn't the end of the world. Dude, as someone who plays games without the HUD, I hate the change to add NPC detection and state indicators, wrote a third, proving you can't please everyone. You cannot turn these new ones off despite all options available. Wah. Dude, these people are just whiny little babies.
Get good, scrub.
And noobs. Every game has something like that. I mean, yeah, you can argue a lot of games you can transition. Oh, you got caught. Now you can battle your way out. But not every game. There are a lot of games you do the stealth. If you don't do what the level tells you to do, you go back. Period. Like you can have little checkpoints along the way. Like I get that. Whatever. It's still kind of a cop out, but I get it. But you're changing the whole game. Oh, this is making it more polished. No, it's not. You're nerfing it. You're dumbing it down for losers who can't beat the game. But I'm not shocked that that is the player base for this abysmal effing game. Speaking of which, oh man. Star Wars Outlaws sees abysmal player count in first 24 hours on Steam as Ubisoft failed again. Quick answer, yes.
Yup.
They have. The game apparently sucks and is broken in quite a few areas. I covered that multiple times. Star Wars Outlaws debuted on Steam yesterday, and many were wondering if the troubled Ubisoft title would finally find its audience on PC. Turns out, no, it won't. When was this published? 22nd. So 3 days ago. Okay. There's the Steam charts. 1582 is the peak, I guess. As of this writing, the title, Ubisoft admitted, underperformed upon its debut, has achieved a maximum all time concurrent player count of 1,582 people. With the weekend coming, that number is expected to rise. However, it remains to be seen by how much. I haven't seen updates on that. Um, Star Wars Outlaws was a buggy title from launch, with game breaking glitches hindering player progress. Ubisoft offered early access to players who bought the game's special edition. However, a glitch and subsequent update wiped early access save files. Oh my god, utterly undoing the premium benefit for anyone who shelled out the cash.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Wow. Additionally, the forced stealth missions were a nightmare for players due to clunky mechanics and bugs that were forcibly move the player or would forcibly move the player, out of cover, as seen in the video above. Oh man, is that what? Oh, what the? They force her into that? Oh, what the? What?
What? What the fuck?
Holy cow! Holy cow! Okay. So what kind of glitching is that? Okay, so I still stand by what I said. If you're like crying that you have to do stealth in a mission, then you just shouldn't play the game. They shouldn't change the game and nerf it for you because you're a loser. On the other hand, fix this crap. That is unacceptable. And that's what I was saying from before. I've covered this multiple times that this game was full of bugs. The game reportedly sold around 1 million units in its first month. Insider Gaming's Grant Taylor Hall wrote, "We have secured a current sales figure from sources close to the game. At the time of writing, Star Wars Outlaws has just ticked over 1 million sales worldwide. All available public metrics indicate the game's sales completely stagnated soon after the game was released." Yeah, that's what happens when you release a broken game. Oh, so not good. Not doing well for Star Wars Outlaws.
Not good. Believe me, not good.
Well, whatever. Rest in piss. Ubisoft as a whole has just been like so trash, and they've delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows because everybody complained about it, and they said they're fixing certain aspects of the game, which I don't even know. Hopefully that it's playable on day one for the people that actually give a damn, because too many of these gaming companies rely on day one or week one patches. You shouldn't even have a giant patch to fix major bugs in your first month. I argued with or I made this point to a friend of mine last night because we were talking about this game and them overhauling everything. I'm like, day one and week one patches are such a freaking cop out. You released a game you knew was broken, and you made people waste their time on it. And then this one was the worst of all because, like, the early access people, like I mentioned, got their crap completely wiped after a patch. So what was the whole point of getting it early? For the That's why I will never buy a game right away ever again. Never. Because they're all this way now. It shouldn't be commonplace where we are paying them to be their beta testers. Every gaming company does this nowadays, and they have been for years. It's pathetic, and people keep giving these gaming companies their money. Like, no, no. Once you fix it, then I'll buy it.